Hi guys! Hi! Oh my goodness, it has been a minute, hasn't it, guys? I'm very grateful, okay? Let me just get that first thing out there, because obviously gratitude for me has always been something that has always been the center of my practice. A few videos on my Instagram and my TikTok go viral, and I wanted to like push myself out there, fulfilling my dreams. And but every time I do these things, I always come back with this feeling of fulfillment, but then also I feel burnt out, right? And we shouldn't, as people, we don't need validation to represent our worth. However, it is very much of an ego boost. It is a boost. So basically what the video is around is giving and receiving. So let's just get straight to it. Anytime that you want to give to someone, you should already have a full cup. You shouldn't be perfect example is you shouldn't be working on an empty cup. A full cup. And I feel like we're so used to giving ourselves away when we have nothing to give. As a collective, we need to really start to implement and really start to digest that we are not always coming from a place of abundance. And that's okay. Just get a rat. If I just pull a card, yeah, I feel like when you start to when you start to pour into yourself, that you're already alchemizing, you're already putting yourself potential to give birth to a new to create new ideas, create new connections, tapping into a new age, you know, like being one in the present moment, you know, stuff like that. Interconnected with a person, you are not receiving fully, you know? I mean, there can be an exchange of energies where it is a continuous flow, so no one is in lack, you know, in that sense. And some relationships, there can be, you know, when you just know someone is just pulling from your energy, but you can't tell. Maybe you can't tell at the moment how it's happening, of pulling going on, but you're being pulled, but there's not a sense of like, at the end you feel a decrease, right? Because for me, I'm trying to really get out of for my own mental health, get out the mindset that people can take my energy and stuff like that, because it's not true. Okay, it's not true. We as our belief systems anchor us to how far we can go, and I am really trying to promote, especially for you guys, that people that watch my videos, is that as queens, as kings, your energy cannot be taken. Okay, it cannot. It can decrease because obviously as celestial beings we descend onto this earthly realm. So obviously with some humans on certain frequencies, they will have they will be emitting a frequency, and sometimes our high frequency, we have to descend our energies, romance, intercept, combine, you know, coming from an coming from the high frequency, admitting that all the time is very dangerous for some people, and I'm saying that in the way of obviously admit a high frequency regardless, but for other people that can be very haunting, can be taunting, and can be just draining. And you know, when you're very talented, you also feel like you have to diminish yourself just to, you know, if I just sanitize myself and shrink myself then like I will be just enough to, you know. And it's like, no, we also let that go. I was writing. I had a dream last night, and I feel like this is gonna help with this video. The root cause of why things are at is what the reason why things are at is because of the root. And yeah, So right, let me talk about this dream that I had. So it started off with me in my room smoking a flame started to climax, right? So it started to really burn, like it was like the whole thing was on fire, right? So I finished it thinking the wind will, blow it away, so it is and so it shall be. Actually, it ended up hitting the tree, and then the tree went ablaze, and then one of the branches on the tree came back to me, and it hit the window, and then the window was on a blaze, and I panicked, but then I was able to use the invocation of the winds of change. Yeah, and there was a feminine energy. There was a feminine energy there with me, releasing, like letting go of the anxiety, because when we're in moments when we feel like something is going out of control, it really isn't. You just need to let it burn. You need to let... Oh, I'm sorry. My Genshin Impact character is moaning, girl. Like, we need to let the flame burn. Because if we don't allow the flame to burn, the impurities, the negativity, the positivity, I'm not just going to put emphasis on this negative energy, guys. Positive energy can also come in shapes and forms that we don't want, Allow the flame to consume, and from there, when you've got that, like, that energy, that reset, you can really start to readjust where you are at as a sovereign being, because then you can actually be like, you know what? I don't want to give my energies to this form anymore. I don't want to give my energies to this idea anymore. I don't want to give my energies to this mindset anymore. I don't want to give my energies to this practice anymore. I don't want to give my energies to, this idea of what life is supposed to be, Allow things to perish, okay? Allow things to decay, because, being an elemental, being a high priestess, being a witch, being an alchemist, we sometimes forget that this state of immortality that we have, it does not transfer to other things that we create. We create and we birth ideas, but those seeds don't have to be immortalized. I started to experience in the dream like a sense of quintessence. Okay. I don't actually want it like that. Oh, it's higher than the crown. It's like up here. So it's like, that's like the sense of self, like the sense of quintessence, because that is when you can, manipulate and transmute and change, not necessarily control. Controlling an outcome can be due through spell work, but like, I'm talking just about our natural essences, guys. So in our purest form. So yes, so allowing the winds of change to come through, the flame diminished. So that was the dream. But then how I actually interpreted it was not to be afraid to keep the flame burning, but within yourself. So this goes back to the giving and receiving too, because, and I think it's really important, because when you feel like, oh my goodness, I can give, I really can give, I'm giving, like, we tend to forget that we're not supposed to always use that. Do you know what I mean? It's more about how do we maintain that and actually stay consistent with that, because pouring too much too quickly, and also reaching this like peak is not also to be like, oh, I've reached my zenith and then use it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's supposed to be about, okay, I am now in my zenith. I am now in full quintessence. So how am I, how now I can think about it. I have options now. We're so quick to blast our energies so fast just for the sake of fulfillment. When creatively we have everything that we need, it's all around us anyway. I feel like creatively, we all have so much potential, and I really do know that this age that we're going forward in is really going to help us and our children. Yeah, don't create a forest fire for no reason, you know, like, because that's what I've been realizing that I'm doing. Like, I realize that my energy is very, like, it spreads. So, and I'm very grateful for that. And I want to be able to, you know, give as much to you guys, but also I was saying, like, I was saying to myself, like, wow, I'm really not, like, you know, sitting with myself and talking with myself, and, you know, I'm not even reading a book. Well, I do read, but, and I have been reading, but, you know, I haven't even found a fantasy book, you know, because I love fantasy. I haven't even found a fantasy book that I love to read, you know. I haven't found new things. Like, I just feel, I felt like I was giving so much already. So it was like, right, this is now my time to receive. And listen, my silver sisters, as much as I know that you have the highest energies for me, there are a lot of people have recently been showing true not good energy, and it's like, and I've had to be dealing with that in my, you know, in my own way. But, you know, I'm trying to share more. I don't want to, as someone that, you know, really values privacy and silence, but I'm also trying to not negotiate, but I'm also trying to have a shift of mindset where I can actually have, you know, places of ease and comfort and peace. You guys give me that. You know, I literally haven't even been posting for that long. I've only been posting on YouTube for like a few months now. And like consistently, I mean, and like, and I've been really feeling positive change, you know, from this, and especially from these videos that I have currently gone viral on, and it's still continuing. Ashe, I'm very grateful. I want people to come back to something of depth and substance, and yeah. Okay, I have some affirmations because it's now getting to the 20 mark, going basically into the 21 mark. 21, that's how old I am now, guys, if you didn't know. So basically, these are some affirmations that can help you step into that energy of receiving. 1, I am full of love and compassion. 2, I am divinely protected. I am on the path of truth. 'I am rejecting what does not serve me. 'I am attracting people on the same frequency as me. 'And let me just say, when you are rejecting things that do not serve you, what are you doing? You're giving space. Space creates what? Room. The more room you have, the more you can what? Receive. Ashe, thank you. I'm attracting people on the same frequency as me. If you attract people on the same frequency as you, you will always be in an exchange of giving and receiving, because you the people that you're with on a higher frequency will understand on a higher level, on a higher consciousness, that it's not about taking, you know, pulling. It's about We as sovereign beings, with our gifts, our celestial gifts that we have been given by birthright, what we can do to achieve a high outcome, no one's taking from you. No one can steal from you in that wavelength, you know? Being full of love and compassion is you're already admitting that to the universe and surrendering that, you know, you're just full of all this energy. You have so much potential, you know, and you can give so much, but also being full of that, you can also receive even more because you're just so full of love and compassion. And well, yes. Oh, and then I am on the path of truth. Okay. If you can see and clearly be seeing truth, then you will know what not to give. And then clearly from you knowing not to give, you will not be wasting your energy, okay? My truths, you know, really do align with esoteric, you know, standpoints, and comes from lineage, you know, it's not coming from like a space of like ignorance, okay? I'm going to show you the cards that I have pulled today for the energies, because this is how I'm going to end it, okay? So I have got the Lovers, beautiful cards, you know, love, divine, you know, you know, you're exchanging your energies within yourself. Within yourself, you are, admit that love frequency. I am love, you know, and do not be afraid to say that. The Queen, listen, we are a royal collective, okay? So it's time to put on your crown, and it's time to have your chin up, head up high. Allow the moonlight sunlight to send those beautiful rays to your crown all the way back down to your roots, okay? And use that sort of discernment, because off with their heads if they are not of your higher path, okay? Oh, this is so abundant. Prudence! Okay, 8, because you guys ate that up, okay? We are eating up, guys. We have everything that we need, and anything that has been removed, you know, just allow it to be patient. Those abundant seeds are growing, you know, we're coming to the... So yes, we are also living in there are no delays, okay? There are no more delays. It's time to harvest. It's time to harvest and also reap from what we have sown. And remember, guys, that what is working for you, continue. Stay consistent, okay? Stay consistent and continue, because this will lead to more success. Yes, allow your branches to grow, okay, also. Because through uncomfortability, there is also growth too. And we have to, as royalty, realize that we have many gifts. We have many abilities. And we have many PhDs, degrees, whatever you want to put down, right, honey? Just realize that you are more than what the stereotypical person would say, okay? Because on a higher celestial level, you are on, as we have spoken about, on this fire, on this flame. You know, we are all within this new chance of transformation, and we have really transformed. Focus on the prosperity of all of this. This will create a positive chain effect, okay? And justice will prevail. If you have been done wrong, justice will prevail. You do not even need to think about who's doing it, okay? You know, if you know someone that is sending you energy, please, please, sister, please, brother, okay? Please, queen, prince, princess, please use your magic. Use your alchemy to remove that energy. And it's okay to use their names. Okay? But after that, please move on. Okay? Because what else can we do? We can't do... What else can we do? Yeah, I'll tell you what else we can... We can focus on the prosperity of things. Okay? And the love and the compassion and the things that we should be grateful for. Okay? Because I'm telling you now, you are on the right path. You know? And do not compare yourself to others. Ashe. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you've watched all the way to the end, Ashe. Yes, I hope this message goes out to the right people. And see you guys for the next one. You will see me at my zenith. Okay. We are at zenith. Bye, guys.